Hey people, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. And listen, it's my birthday, okay? It's my birthday, happy Thursday. I'm glad y'all in the building. On Saturday, listen, I love going to Broadway for my birthday. And I used to go every year until COVID hit. When COVID hit, it shook the whole world up. Yeah, thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. Oh, come on purpose, new to the channel. Nice to see you here. Yes. Thank you for the birthday wishes, y'all. I appreciate y'all. As you come in, though, hit that like button. It's the Diva's birthday. Hit the like button, people, okay? Hit the like button. Listen, thank y'all. I see all of y'all saying happy birthday to me. I truly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone. Much appreciated. Listen, backstage is packed. It's Thursday night. It's my birthday, and it's trending topics. And we got stuff to talk about. Yeah, we do. This trending topics is called Fighting Back. Sometimes you got to stand on business, like T.I.'s son said. He's standing on business. Sometimes you got to stand on business and fight back. I appreciate y'all. I see all of y'all saying happy birthday. Much love. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. 54 today. That's right. God has blessed me. I'm 54. I can wash myself. I can clean myself. I can see. I need glasses though, but I can see. I could use my own hands. I could walk. I could squat. I could jump. She still got it. I still got it. I'm ready. Yes, I am. I appreciate y'all. So listen, fighting back. So Michael Jackson, he had 3 kids. We do not know the mystery about how he had these 3 kids. We do not know. I don't know if it was Michael's DNA. I don't know, but he got 3 kids. Got 3 kids. And if you have more than one child, you always going to have a firecracker amongst the bunch. You will. So just buckle your seatbelt and get ready for it. You're going to have a firecracker in the bunch. You're going to have one that challenge you, that push you to the edge, that drive you crazy. One of them, the school always going to be calling. You already know who it's about. It's about that one. That one that want to push the button, drive you nuts. Well, most part, everybody was saying Blanket is so quiet. Yeah, they say he's the youngest one. They said Blanket is so quiet. Well, quiet little Blanket got a little mouth on him. He puffing his chest. So Michael Jackson estate, they have people overseeing it, the executors. And we got to give them this. We got to give credit where credit is due. When they took over Michael Jackson's estate, he ain't had nothing. That's why he was doing that This Is It tour. Because like many other celebrities, he was stunting, flashing, spending his money like crazy. And he was another one. Behind the scenes, under the cover, under the rug, he was paying off a lot of people. Just like Diddy has been paying off a lot of people allegedly, that's what Michael Jackson was doing. To keep a lot of negative stuff about him out of the public eye, he was all to the side. Okay, give this one 20 million, give that one 10 million. He was just paying off the people. So they said towards the end of his life, one of the reasons why he was doing that This Is It tour is because he needed the money. He did. So when the executives took over the estate, it wasn't worth a dime. And holler to the executives, because unlike Wendy Williams' guardian, just taking money, and depleting her account, these executives turned that Michael Jackson account into big money, hundreds of millions. Yes, they did. They got the Michael Jackson Broadway show, and I saw it. It was pretty good. They turned that whole situation around. So if it wasn't for the executives, Blanket wouldn't have no money to get. But let's get this up to Michael Jackson. He loved his mama. Because before he died, he made sure that paperwork said, you're going to take care of mama until she leave this earth. They got to take care of mama. Yes, they do. So mama gets a big stipend every year. They got to pay for her housing. They got to make sure she eat. They got to take care of Mama Jackson, Katherine Jackson. Now, Katherine done endured a lot by her ex-husband, Joe Jackson. So at first, Katherine and her grandson Blanket, they was bond together in this lawsuit. They did not want the people over Michael Jackson's estate to sell his music catalog. Because Michael Jackson didn't want to sell it when he was here. The last people Michael Jackson wanted to have his catalog was Sony. Brown Eyes, I appreciate you. Much love. Thank you for the birthday wish. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So Michael Jackson didn't want Sony to have his music catalog. And when you own your masters, and you know this is a whole nother story for another day that they call it masters, but we ain't got time to go there today. When you own your masters to your own music, that is golden. So they want to sell it for $600 million, half of the catalog. That's not even a whole catalog. Imagine having a catalog of music that half of it can sell for $600 million. You got other artists out there who sold their entire catalog for less than that. They're willing to pay $600 million for half. And God bless Katherine Jackson. At the last quarter of her life, she's in her 90s. She's fighting a good fight. And they lost, but she want to appeal this thing. And Blanket is bowing out. He's like, no, I don't want to do this. Blanket is bowing out. And not only is he bowing out, he's telling the estate, don't let my nana use any of that money for the appeal. Hold on, Blanket. Now, I ain't going to get fresh with Blanket, but is he a Jackson for real, for real? Is that Jackson blood running through him? That's your nana. That's your grandmother. He said, don't let her use the money from the estate for this appeal because we most likely going to lose. You have no faith. Fight the good fight. Mama Jackson trying to fight back because she knows that music catalog is worth more than that. Fight the good fight. He said no. And then not only did he say don't let her use the money out the estate because that's my money. He also said let her use her allowance that she gets if she really want to fight this thing. So disrespectful and rude. But we're going to talk about it. Fighting back. Katherine Jackson is fighting back. To God be the glory. Then we got Marlon Wayans. He got his ex-baby mama out here wanting to get more money out of him. He said he pays $18,000 a month.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
This chick wants $22,000 a month. He said not under his watch. I mean, girlfriend, if you getting 18 and you looking for another 2 or 4, how much is that? I can't do the math. 4, that's just greed. He's giving you $18,000 a month. You say you need 22. That's just greed. That's greedy. I mean, come on. It's a baby. God darn it, girl. I'll give you a discount. I'll watch the baby for $1,000 a week. What is she doing here? But he fighting back. We're going to talk about it. Then, honey, we got your Carlee Russell. She ain't gonna do no jail time. Jonathan Majors needs to call her lawyer. Because he was running away from a chick. It's on film. And he may go to jail. It's on film. He was running. He was running. She running behind him. And they still found him guilty, and he's the aggressor. And now she's suing him in a civil suit. And you got Carlee Russell, who done said she was kidnapped, saw a baby, and all kind of lies, and somebody helped her. This is a historic day for the Black people. I promise you that. I ain't never seen no Black person get off after telling all these lies. Honey, her lawyer, you better get his number. Cause you can unalive somebody and have 22 witnesses, and that man gonna get you off. That girl got probation. Yeah, she did. She got probation. And she got to pay back like $17,000. That's nothing for everything she did. And maybe do some community service and whatever. Listen, that man kept her out of jail. He the bomb. Look him up. That is like the rebirth of Johnny Cochran. Child. And yeah, now she got Alabama changing the whole law because of her, and she done got off. That lawyer is everything. What's that lawyer name? Because we got to shout him out. He should get a street named after him out there in Alabama. I'm telling you, all the Black folk gonna call him now. They're gonna be like, I unalive like 5 people. Can you help me? He gonna say, yeah. I got you. Give me my retainer. Don't worry. And you won't do a day behind bars. That man's a bomb. Yeah. You know what? We told y'all though here, Felicia, she on vacation, but she said, your lawyer matters. Jonathan don't do social media, but maybe he needs to, because we can tell him, wake up. This girl over here in Alabama, where they strict as I don't know what. And let me tell you, the chief of police, he's still pissy hot mad. He said her apology was a day late and $1 short. He also said, and we still don't know who helped her, because somebody helped her. And he said, how did she get away with not telling us where she was that night? Because she got that good lawyer. Child, you better ask somebody. Carlee Russell, she fought back, and she ain't got to spend a day in that jail. Holla at the lawyer. Listen, guys, it's called Fighting Back. It's Trending Topics Thursday. It's my birthday, and we're about to load this train and bring the people in the building. Okay, let me load this train. Y'all know what I need in the chat, though, right? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night Trending Topics, and it's called Fighting Back. Now, Captain Jackson, she 90. And she got to put up with that little bratty grandson of hers talking about don't let her tap into the funds. That was her son. She gave birth to Michael Jackson. You better go sit down somewhere, young buck. Don't play around and make you take a DNA test. And then we got something to tell the estate. Play no games with me. I'm your nana. Shut up. Let me load this train because y'all got me cutting up.
Period. How Jesus, it's your birthday.
How are you?
Hey.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Auntie. Happy birthday to you.
Listen, boy, yeah, be safe in that car.
I will. Yes, I'm getting off now, but I just had to come up and say happy birthday. You know I love you and I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all go. If you have not liked all of Diva's videos, make sure you go like a video tonight and comment down below on it. Happy birthday. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and send her a cash app. Send her what's this on here called on the YouTube, Auntie? What is
A super chat.
Every single night, 6 out of the 7 days a week. I appreciate y'all. Happy birthday, Auntie.
Thank you so much. Bye. Be safe now out there in them streets. Oh, we lost him. Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to get into this. Because Blanket Jackson is a mess. Not you going to block the people from letting your mother appeal this thing. She's fighting for her son. Her son that is no longer here. She's fighting for him. It's her baby boy. She loved Michael, and Michael loved her. And listen, none of them siblings, except probably Janet Jackson, could have really been in charge of that estate. And even if they were, they probably wouldn't have made it to what it is right now. Let me share this screen. We got to talk about Blanket here. First, let's hear Harvey talk. Let's hold on now.
Michael Jackson's estate, they are on the verge of potentially, this is insane, a mind-blowing deal. We know, obviously, that Michael Jackson's music is incredibly popular, still sells, still streams, but I had no idea it was potentially this popular.
Well, there's a hook to this that's really interesting. That's a music term, you know? So,
The hook?
yes. So, look, he has this incredible catalog, obviously. And we have confirmed that the estate of Michael Jackson is entertaining the notion of not selling the catalog, but selling 50% of the catalog for nearly $1 billion. And on top of that, there's another string that's attached to it.
That they, the estate, would maintain control of the estate, so of the catalog. So they would make all the decisions about where it is licensed.
And essentially, you have a silent partner that owns half that will go along for the ride, and we know who the silent partner may be.
It's Sony. Michael Jackson's former label, Sony, is maybe going to put up close to $1 billion for 50% stake in his catalog. And Michael's catalog, obviously one of the most valuable in music history, and even half of it is probably worth close to $1 billion. But it's weird because the other huge deals like this we've seen, like Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen, got $500 million for theirs.
For the whole thing.
And the companies that bought them got complete control, can do whatever they want with it. If you're going to be butting heads with the Michael Jackson estate, I mean, is it worth it?
The idea is, if you have faith in the estate, because look,
that they're going to make sound financial decisions as far as.
And you got to hand it to John Branca when it comes to this estate, because when Michael Jackson died,
John, for those that don't know, John Branca is
the lawyer who runs the estate.
Right.
And when Michael Jackson died, this estate was in really bad shape. Remember, he almost lost Neverland. He was in really bad shape. This estate is now worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. They've got Broadway shows, Las Vegas shows. They really are handling it well. So if you think you can make money, it's sort of like investing in the stock market. You're not running the company, but you're betting on the organization, right?
It's true, and there's so much to be made from this. Like you said, there's the Broadway shows, the Cirque du Soleil stuff. There's a biopic in the works, apparently. And Michael's one of the rare artists that gets huge streaming numbers and also still sells a lot of vinyl albums. And every single year, you're guaranteed Thriller's going to spike. Every Halloween, the song, the album, everything. It's just a built-in moneymaker.
So Erica's our music savant. Is Thriller more profitable in the long run than Billie Jean?
Possibly, because it's going to come up every single year. But also, I mean, Billie Jean has never gone away since 1983, basically. That song's been in the zeitgeist for 40 years.
It's really amazing.
It is
It's remarkable.
Phenomenal. And remember when these deals started happening and we were hearing about the Springsteens and the Bob Dylans, and we marveled
They
at
were
500
eye-popping.
million.
I know.
So to think that there is something now that it could double that is
Eric,
crazy.
I think the point is that, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. It would seem like the full control would be $2 billion.
Almost $2 billion. And in the long run, maybe, because it's there's certain artists you can now see after decades, like the Beatles. Certain people's catalogs will always be valuable. Like there's nothing that could make Michael's catalog less valuable. Even all the controversies he had personally, well, he's dead now, so there's going to be no new revelations on that.
That's true.
And his catalog has weathered that storm. It's still, people still listen to him every single week.
Blue Dubois Portraits 214 from.
So that just tells you the power of Michael Jackson, and he's no longer here. Well, this is about Blanket Jackson and the disrespect to Nana, to his grandmother. Blanket Jackson filing to block grandmother, no estate money for a pill. So Michael Jackson's family is involved in a complex legal battle, and they're not all on the same side in this one, because MJ's son Blanket is trying to stop his own grandmother from using estate money in an ongoing fight. Here's the deal. Blanket, MJ's youngest son, whose real name is B.G. Jackson, filed documents this week obtained by TMZ, asking the court not to allow his grandmother Katherine to use estate money to fund an appeal of a previous ruling. Basically, Blanket and his grandmother were recently working together to stop. Thank you, Derby, Diva. I appreciate you. We're working together to stop the huge business transaction that they were so much against. The docs don't say exactly what the transaction was. It has been a mystery throughout this saga, but based on recent reporting, it seems like it may be related to the deal the estate made with Sony to sell about half of Michael's music catalog for $600 million. Blanket explains he and his grandmother presented their arguments opposing the deal, but ultimately the court ruled against them, seemingly bringing the legal issue to a close. However, Captains decided to appeal the ruling, a move Blanket said he doesn't want any part of. And more importantly, he doesn't want his father's estate paying for her legal bills. As you know, he's an heir to the estate, so that cash is pretty important to him. The way Blanket explains it in the docs, the appeal has little a chance of winning. And he says he doesn't think it truly benefits the beneficiaries of the trust to continue to fight. So he simply doesn't want the estate to foot the bill for it, something Katherine wants. Blanket also asked the court to use his best judgment to grant Katherine reasonable attorney fees incurred from a pre-appeal battle, which he agrees she's entitled to, at least to a certain extent. It's unsurprising Blanket filing against Katherine. Just yesterday, executives of Michael's estate reportedly claimed that she receives a 7-figure allowance for the year, money Blanket presumably would rather she use for her appeal instead of the estate's dough. So it seems like the family is not seeing eye to eye on this one. A judge has yet to rule. Messy, 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 messy. Derby Diva, thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate you. Party like a rock star. Listen, girl, I am going to Broadway on Saturday, and in the rain, I'm going to still party like a rock star. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, everybody, for that birthday wishes. In my opinion, what do you think about Blanket?
Well, first, before I say anything, happy birthday to you. You have been an amazing inspiration to me and so many others. So I truly thank you. You've been there in times when I've been crying, when I've been in need. I appreciate all the love. So I hope that you have an amazing and blessed day and a wonderful weekend, girl. Get it, girl.
Thank you.
On to this. Okay, listen here. Michael Jackson was born in 1958, okay? Started his career in the band with his brothers in 1968. For you, Blanket, to get up here and think you got more control over him than his own mama that sat in this house with 7 kids in a 2-bedroom house on Jackson Street, raised these kids up, and you think you know better than her of what his career has been like? You didn't have to deal with the abuse or none of that lady had to go through or nothing. Michael never wanted to sell his collection because he knew what it was worth. He knew the potential of his music. To this day, his music still touched millions of fans across the nation. It's hits like I'll Be There and You Are Not Alone. I hope
I
these
Want You
songs
Back.
bring back. Yes, okay. I Saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus. Okay, one of my kids' favorite Christmas song, and I'm telling you that's old, and my kids know it like it's the back of their hands. But here's the thing: I feel like it's so disrespectful for him to do it because of the simple fact that he think he's gonna lose instead of trying. You'll never know what you'll get until you try. So don't think about the failure in it. Think about what the potential could be.
You better ask Carlee Russell. She fought back. They was ready to send her to jail. She fought back.
Oh, and now, Diva, I really want to.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Katrina, you're up. Thank you, y'all, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate y'all.
What I want to know is who got in his ear to tell him to stop that. Who's talking to him? Because Michael Jackson he owns Elvis catalog. He has a portion of the Beatles catalog. So why in the heck would this man would want, if he acquired all this for his family? Do you honestly? And they were saying that he was broke and he didn't sell it then. Why would you think that I would want my dad to sell it? I mean, I would want it to be sold now. So I'm thinking like, who talked to him? Who's selling him? Look, do this or whatsoever. Who got into your head? And where is Paris? Why she's not trying to defend her grandmother and all that? This lady is too old to be trying to do all this fighting for herself, but she's still trying to stick up for her son's legacy with a lot of people tainted. I'm not saying he ain't tainted some of it. I'm just saying with a lot of people tainted. That man went through hell. And that was a hard-working man. From childhood to your done deathbed, you worked for all these years to just have everything that you had taken away or bought away, because Sony wanted that catalog way before he died. So they trying to get it now. So I'm just wondering who got into Blanket's ear to make him change his mind to sell his dad's catalog. Talking about his mama, they're gonna lose money in the estate. Boy, you don't understand. You got the money right there in that catalog, what she's trying to fight for. You talking about get money out that estate, you're gonna lose way more than that. So Blanket just need to put his thumb in his mouth and cover up with himself with the blanket like Linus and go sit down somewhere and let Katherine handle her business. That's all I got. Oh, and happy birthday, Diva. I love you, girl.
Love you back. Thank you, Katrina. Brandon, you want me to choke on my birthday? He said that grandma wants to keep fighting and let grandma pay. Oh my, woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. Okay.
And don't forget about the man in the mirror.
Come on now.
Don't forget about him now.
And that's what Blanket better do. Look at the man in the mirror and compare your features. We're not trying to get on you, Blanket, but don't make us. Dr. Love, you're up.
Okay. Happy birthday again, Diva, and many more.
Wait, hold on. Thank you so much, Doctor. Hold on. No, okay. Q. Katherine is trying to stop the sale. And Blanket wants to sell the wants to just let it go because they lost the first round of the fight. Oh, go ahead, Dr. Love.
Oh, no, I was trying to get a little more info too. But anywho, happy birthday and many more. We love you. I love you dearly. If you only knew what you brought to my life, all of us will cry. But anywho, back to somebody disrespecting Granny. Okay. I love my grandmother. It was in her 90s. Oh my gosh, I could never in life imagine trying to go against her, even when she's wrong, okay, which they are sometimes. But I got so mad. I did say, Blanket, do not have a granny pull a DNA on you. Like, do not do this to her. Don't do it. And if that is worth $600 million, and when Sony get their hands on it, they can make it worth billions. So if that contract is not reading right, then no. Why do you have to have half? Why can't you just take 10 or 10%? I don't know. But the granny is trying to tell you, keep it. The longer you keep it, the more it's going to be worth. Or get a contract that is well worth it, because I'm not sure how old blanket is, but get something that's going to last you, your grandkids, so on and so on. So I don't think he's thinking about all the other generation, the other kids. Because how many kids do we have, Michael?
Yes, 3.
3? Okay. Yeah, he's not thinking about the other kids. He has to think about generations. And that's what he's not thinking about. And 600 million is not about to last that many generations. So, yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. E, you're up.
Well, I have to say happy birthday to the diva, Choo Choo.
Choo.
And
Choo Choo.
Thank you so much, Diva, for allowing me to come up despite the controversy, letting me say what I want to say and do what I want to do, and just for the countless times we've spoken on the phone and you've given me just heartfelt and real advice that is just priceless. And, I just appreciate you. I think that you're awesome. And, I want you to stick around for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades.
Come on now. Yes, thank you.
But first thing first, let's talk about this as Dr. Love said, somebody disrespecting Granny. A black man owning his masters is power, especially the catalog that Michael had. It's currency. And it's the family legacy. It's the Jackson family legacy, heritage. And to know what this family sacrificed to get these black boys on stage and to sing, do the choreography, the childhood that they lost out on and sacrificed, the abuse they endured, and the job it was keeping all 5 of them singing together for the duration that they did. And then not only that, using that platform as leverage and getting LaToya and Janet on. Hell no, you keep this music and the rights to all of this history in the family. Remember, Michael got his master's when I was looking it up. It was in the late 1980s, early 1990s. Your masters are a gift that keeps on giving. And owning your masters mean you own the original copyright to the original sound recordings to your music. So for instance, if P. Diddy wanted to come back and sample Billie Jean and dedicate it to Cassie, the estate could say, oh no, this is not a good idea. We are denying this right to sample or license this music to P. Diddy. But now that you pushed through this deal for Sony to own half the catalog, Sony doesn't give a damn about Michael's legacy. Sony is trying to make $1. And the bottom line is green. And so losing that control over the one that made it and put the Jackson name on the map, I do think that's a hit. That's a loss. And I don't think it's been grasped just yet. And the reason probably Blanket is lackluster about the masters is because Blanket doesn't sing. For all we know, he doesn't dance because he hasn't been singing and he hasn't danced and he's not a black artist and he lacks the understanding of what it takes to become a global phenomenon and superstar from the bottom to the top. How many male global superstars who are black pop stars that can pack out stadiums across the globe can we name right now? I don't know any. The closest thing to it is the black woman, Beyonce. So I had to look it up. What does Blanket do for a living? According to Google, he is a filmmaker and a YouTuber. I went to his YouTube channel. It was about 1,000 subscribers. And he makes posts just about as often as Nene Leakes. A few of his movies went to Amazon. Nothing to write home about. So this person really lacks hard work and tenacity, and is really trying to stretch this inheritance to make it last over a lifetime. When he turned 18, he got a few million and he purchased a $2 million home in Calabasas. This person knows nothing about struggle, nothing about coming from the trenches and making a name for yourself. They're living off of the name of Michael instead of making a new legacy for themselves. And I heard somebody say, well, only somebody like Janet could have really done right by the estate. Look at what Janet is doing. Janet is still touring. She's still working. She's not resting on, oh, my brother is Michael Jackson. And all of the 3 children that Michael had, however he had them, I don't see them doing anything. The last thing I heard about that pair, she was all over she was all over the place. So I really feel like these kids are lost. They didn't grow up with a mother, from what we know, and didn't grow up with a father. And it's hard for grandparents to raise children of this generation. And I just hope that Michael is looking down and he's going to make everything right, because the angels will have the final say.
Woo! Thank you, E. Thank you for the history on Blanket. Blanket, get to work. Wayne, you're up.
Yeah, this almost sounds like the beginning of the end. Because it's, what was the rush? I mean, that's money right there. The value is right there. What's the rush to try to sell half of it?
Right.
And I'm like Katrina, who got in his ear? Because people, that's the kind of money that goes down. Like, what do you call it? Generational wealth. That he's not seeing that it gets passed down. He has more than enough to live on, extravagant and everything. But if people are getting in his ear like that, it's just, because I don't know who's in. I mean, I know he's not in charge of this state, but it's obviously he has a lot of say so. And if he's able to make decisions like that, I think it's just the beginning of the end. I think it's going to fall in the hands of folks. I'll just say fall in the hand of folks, because it can easily happen, especially if he's talking to the wrong people. I'm surprised. I mean, and maybe we just don't know, haven't heard about it, but I'm surprised that the other family members like Janet, Jackie, any of them aren't in there trying to sway or whatever. But like you say, they're appealing it now, so it's already gone through, right?
So the state won the judgment to sell the catalog for half of it for $600 million. Blanket was on board with Nana at first, Mama Catherine, to sell it, to block them from selling it. So now she's appealing it, but Blanket's like, you know what, we're going to lose again, so why do it? And he doesn't want to spend the money to do it. So I don't know how much it cost them to do it in the first place. But I guess he's thinking it's not worth it because he's feeling like they're going to lose. But, let her do it. This is Michael Jackson. This is her son. And then it gets so disrespectful and they say, well, if she want to do it, then let her use the allowance that she's getting every year. No, how about we use your allowance?
Well, I hope he has a good accountant.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you. My screen shifted a little bit.
You don't know what accounting is.
Yeah, child. Tay, you're up.
First of all, I want to say happy birthday to you, Diva. Remember I told you I've been following you since the SWV?
Yes. Come on now. Come through.
And I'm still going to follow you till this day, forever.
Oh, thank you, Tay.
You're welcome. I love you dearly.
I love you back.
Let's talk about Blanket.
Come on now.
First, he was quiet. I guess after Michael was passed away, now he just be a spoiled little brat. And now, first off, you was on Nana's side first, and now you against her now.
Come on now, you better talk.
First of all, what happened to respect your elders? If this was my grandchild, you better leave. I'll whoop that butt, tear that butt up like it's red. How dare you disrespect your Nana like that? Your Nana work hard for all her children. through all this day, all those years, and she stood by with that husband of hers while he do something to those kids. And don't tell me you just been a spoiled little brat, and you being ungrateful right there too.
Woo!
And now he did. Somebody whoop that boy butt. That's all I gotta say about that, diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Julius, you're up.
Ooh, child. But let me get this straight. It was Mother Catherine that secured the money when Michael first died, right? When everybody was trying to come for his money. So if we're gonna talk, let's talk. Because let us not forget, didn't Paris say the same thing to Janet about the house? It's my effing house. Remember, right? Remember? So,
Yeah, that's when Janet slapped her.
right? When Janet was just trying to look over everything, just to make sure everything was what was what. Entitlement at its finest. Now we all know that Joe was a problem, but Michael was close to his mama,
Yes, she was.
and I'm pretty sure he's probably on the other side saying, "Oh, you want to be starting something with my mama? Oh, okay. Now you about to bring the Gary out of me, cause I'm about to show you." Them kids is about to get shown, because if it wasn't for Miss Catherine telling the kids, "Nah, let's just do it this way. Everything can be in order." That's what made Janet relax. That's what made Reby relax. That's what made Jermaine and Tito relax. Remember when that whole feud broke down? So again, if it wasn't for Mama Catherine, the whole estate will be in shambles. So all three of them entitlement brats owe her. Give her her crown, cause she's spending her remaining years still fighting for her son's legitimacy, and he's been gone 15 years. Miss me with the foolery. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Diva.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Savannah, you up? My screen shifted a little bit, but I'm gonna get to everybody. Savannah, you're up.
If ever a person on this earth has earned their wings, it is Miss Katherine Jackson.
Yes.
From first Joe and raising children from other women and putting up with Joe and living the life that she has. And we all know Miss Catherine's story with Joe, and managing those children and their careers, and and then losing her and losing Michael, and we know that the relationship between Michael and Catherine, and then now to be disrespected by her grandchildren. And when does she get to rest? My heart just breaks for Miss Catherine in this story. I recall seeing something, and I think it was in the New York Times, or earlier this year in TMZ or something, that they had bought the rights to this, to half of his estate or some of his estate, for like $1 billion earlier this year. So this is like an older story for me, that they had bought some of his estate, and it was one of the richest estates, one of the biggest deals that Sony had bought. And we all know Michael had acquired many other artists catalogs like Elvis and Paul McCartney's and the Beatles and Michael, when he was alive, he was going around buying many catalogs and rights because he just knew the value in buying these catalogs. So it just breaks my heart that this generation, how they do not see the value in the richness and the creativity, no matter what Michael's story. And I'm going to take all that ugliness and nastiness of the other things, but just the genius that he was as a musician. And I don't want to talk about the other things, but I just want to what he was to us as a musician growing up, and the things that he did, and the phenom that he was as a musician, how he sold out across the globe, and how many people emulated him, regardless of the nationality, the country. You can go anywhere and still find anything from Beat It, Bad. And Michael was a true legend, icon, and to this day, his mother still cannot rest. And it just breaks my heart that we're still arguing Michael. And it's been, what, 15, 16 years since his passing, and he still cannot rest. And that it is just sad.
Thank you, Special K. I appreciate you. Yes, thank you, Savannah, so much. Appreciate that. Mo Better, nice to see you.
Hello, happy birthday.
Thank you. You're up.
Okay, so I missed most of the conversation, so I'm not going to say too much, but I do want to say I can't remember the singer that it was, but it's just odd to me that these celebrities don't have a solidified will or trust in for these type of situations to happen, because for it to be so messy, as the last person said, for it to be 15 years and still messy is ridiculous. I think that the kids, yes, they are entitled. Part of me thinks they want to be in the spotlight because they were hidden for so long. I mean, the damn child had a blanket on his head for half his life. So now they're coming out and they want to be seen and to have some type of control over their life, and they're not going about it in the right direction. And Miss Catherine, she is the matriarch of the family. She deserves it all. I mean, with no ifs, ands, or buts. If that was my grandmother, I don't care if she needed a penny for the train, I'm giving it to her. I don't care who says otherwise. But that's it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. How's it going with the sorority?
Amazing.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead. I did catch everybody on that particular story, right? I caught everyone.
Yeah, Diva.
Yeah, Diva, you did.
All right, wonderful. So we're going to roll right into the next story, okay? And I'm siding with Marlon on this one based upon the information that we have so far. So I did a story the other day where I said that, the baby mother was saying that, he had a hidden baby with her. The baby's 1 year old. And she's saying she got a lot of expenses. And she wants him to pay her $22,000 or something like that a month. And she also wants the money that it cost her to give birth, so forth and so on. But he's coming out and speaking out. He says she's being greedy. He said he never had this problem before her, and he got 2 kids. So in other words, he's saying, I take care of my kids. He's saying she get $18,000 a month. What does she want? So I'm going to share his story. Espar, thank you so much for the super chat. The Jacksons are our royal family, and Katherine is the queen. Michael was the GOAT and brilliant businessman. He owns several music catalogs under a different name. Happy birthday, Diva. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And he did not want his catalog to go to Sony, and I really think that is why Captain Jackson is fighting the good fight. I really think it's more about that, trying to honor what he did not want. So let's roll right into this Marlon Wayans story. So Marlon Wayans, he slams his entitled ex following new paternity lawsuit. He said, I refuse to be used and discredited. He fighting back. So Marlon Wayans slammed the entitled woman who filed a paternity suit against the actor after she allegedly gave birth to his 1-year-old daughter. I guess that's Axel July Ivory Wayans. According to the court documents obtained on page 6, Brittany Moreland filed a petition Monday to establish the white chick star as the father of the toddler born in December 2022. Moreland asked for primary physical and legal custody and proposed that the comedian be awarded visitation rights. Additionally, Moreland, 34, asked that her legal fees and reasonable expenses for pregnancy and birth be covered by Marlon, 51. So here's the thing. I'm going to say this respectfully. If you're running around doing adult things, then you need to have you some insurance in case something happens. You can pay for your maternity and the baby being birthed and coming here. I'm just throwing that out there. Moreland claims in the court documents that Marlon earns $200,000 per month and can afford to pay support, which includes $5,000 in daycare costs and $3,000 in grocery and household supplies. Moreland, who claims she is currently unemployed in the docks, alleged in an income and expense declaration form that her monthly expenses total $22,000.80. In the statement to the Shade Room, the Wayans brother actor explained it's the classic case of a good, loving, responsible father shelling out over $18,000 per month for a 1-year-old, and an entitled woman decides she wants more. My mama and them would have lost their minds for $2,000. Well, sir, that's not the state that we're in right now. You know, these chicks want more, so you should have been covering it up. But do I think she's being ridiculous if she was getting $18,000 a month and she's saying she needs 22? It's a difference of 4,000 and change. Girl, go get a job, do a YouTube, do something. But that's ridiculous. Would I be fighting somebody who's giving me $18,000 for the 1-year-old? No, I would just be like, all right, I'm good. So Marlon added, all these women having to drag men to court who paid nothing towards their children. And here a woman gets a doctor's salary and says it isn't enough. I had 2 children before this. I never had this problem. I'm a good man with a good heart and strong sense of responsibility, but I refuse to be used and discredited. And I guess that's the previous baby mother. One of them, I don't know which one, okay. And the kids when they was younger. Now I have a daughter that transitioned into a son. He said on the Breakfast Club at the time, my daughter Amai is now Kai. The little man actor and Zachary dated from 1992 to 2013, but never tied the knot. Their romance ended after Marlon was caught cheating on her. Oh, good God. Well, now this one right here, she said $18,000 a month is not enough. She wants 22. It's a mess. In my opinion, your thoughts? Did I lose you in my opinion? All right, let me move on. Katrina, you're up.
I really don't know what to say on this one. It's sort of ridiculous and pathetic. Because like I said before, when a woman births a child, her body dies and come back alive again. And we ain't got paid for that. And for her to be asking for all that, especially if he's taking care of his children. Now, if he wasn't taking care of his children, that's a whole different scenario. But if he's taking care of his children, I think that should be more than granted. Now, if she got a problem with paying this bill or that bill, then they should talk about that. But for her to keep trying to get money from him like that, that's just being greedy. And sometimes when you be greedy, you don't get what you want because of the way you getting at it. Greed is a sin. So maybe if they go back, have a mediation or do something like that, instead of just trying to take a person for everything, that doesn't work out in your favor all the time. So my thing is to her is good luck to her, good luck to him, and hopefully they can meet somewhere in the middle. That's all I got, y'all.
Thank you. Wayne, you're up.
Yeah, Dave, I'll pass on this because I kind of know Marlon indirectly, so I'll pass on that.
All right, not a problem. Savannah, you're up. All right, Debbie, I don't know if they're not hearing me tonight. Julius, you're up. Oh, in my opinion, I see you came off of mute. You could go ahead.
I think she being greedy. Okay, here's the thing: it don't take that much money. A lot of us have raised kids on a lot list, and our kids have not suffered or wanted for nothing. Okay, put on your big girl panties and go to work. I'm so tired of these people coming to us with their rich people problems. Okay, you getting way more than a lot of us getting for our kids. Go to work and raise your children the right way. Teach them not to depend on nobody for nothing.
I know that's right. Thank you. Savannah, you're up. All right. I don't think so. Okay. Julius, you're up.
Stop being greedy.
Mm.
Like, what happened when working, having a sense of purpose? Now, I'm autistic, I have ADHD. I'm basically labeled that I can only work a certain amount of hours unless I have a full time job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you are a grown adult, a grown woman. The child is staying with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you also not providing for that child? Oh, but this is the year of exposure. I forgot. This is the year of exposure, taking the easy way out. Miss me with the foolery.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Tay, you're up.
Like MIP said, put your girl's draw up and get a job and be an independent woman. Like your mama posted to raise you that right there. Oops, I said what I said. I ain't sorry for her anyway, but she is nothing but a gold digger.
Mm. Thank you, Tay. I appreciate you, Dr. Love.
I'll pass.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You're up.
Well, I won't pass. I
Mm.
really seethe hearing men say, "Oh, I have two older kids and I take care of them. I never had a problem with the other baby mamas." I got a problem with that because guess what? You got the right one today, buddy. Do you know how many women are too prideful to go down to the courthouse and file for child support? It's too many strong and independent black women who have raised children on little to nothing, where the child has sacrificed and gone without because if he don't want to pay it, I ain't gonna make him. I'm gonna let God deal with it. We're gonna be all right, and this and that. To hell with all of that. See, the strong and independent black woman has spoiled these black men who do have money, and now they think they can breadcrumb their kids' mothers with pennies. $18,000 per month ain't nothing when you have $200,000 per month coming in. I think that's what I heard you say, Diva. Didn't you say he has $200,000 coming in per month?
Yeah,
Well,
you got to pay taxes.
oh, to hell with that. In the state of California, before taxes, 17 to 23% of your salary is owed to your kids. It's not greed, it's not selfishness, it's called the law. She is legally entitled to file for an increase every 2 years if the funds are there because the cost of living has gone up. I told you the other day, gas is 363 over here, and 23% of $200,000 per month is not no $18,000. So She's legally able to go to the courthouse and file for an increase, and she's entitled to do that. I don't care how many people have raised kids on $200 a month, $20 per month, or less than $2 a month. If the money is there, I'm going to go get it. No money left on the table, period.
Woo. Mo better.
So I have two things. While being a full-time mother is a lot and it's a job, I'm not understanding how she has no job and is still sending her child to daycare. I'm not understanding. You're. Anyways, my whole thing about this is that she's giving every deadbeat daddy ammo in their chamber. Because every time I go on Facebook, I see some guy talking about how I don't want to pay child support because I don't want to. I want you to live off my money. But Negro, I'm only getting $500. How am I supposed to live? But
Right.
they're seeing cases like this where it's this lady asking for an absurd amount of money and wanting to live off of Marlon Wayans because she feels like she should still get the milk while not being with the cow. It's not right. She needs to stay home. If she's gonna stay home and not have a job, she needs to keep the baby at home with her. The expenses should be low because you should be cooking at home every day. So there's no going out, no nothing like that. I mean, the basic necessities is what a kid needs. She's 1.5 years old. She don't need a Bentley. She don't need to go to a prestigious school right now. Stay at home with your kid, educate her, give her the basic needs, and that's it. And then we could talk about 18,000 when it comes to charter schools and the best education. Right now, all she's worried about is Coco Melon. She's not worried about anything else.
I agree with you. Thank you, Mo better. Savannah, you're up.
Diva, I agree with Mo better. I only had bad signals, so I kept hearing ins and out of the story. But this should be a lesson that you need to be careful who you bed, who you go to bed with. And Marlon Wayans is a whole grown man, so he should know who he takes to bed. So I agree with Mo better, and I apologize. I had bad connection for a while, and ambulance. I didn't want to come online. I had a whole ambulance go by me, and I didn't want all that noise on your feed. So
no problem.
I'm gonna pass my story.
I appreciate you. Yes.
Diva.
Yes.
We live in a country where Constitution raises supreme, and when people have a problem with the laws, they got to go talk to their representatives. And again, she's not asking for anything outrageous. It's the law. 17 to 23%, that's what you owe your kids. And when we start saying that 17 to 23% is outrageous, then these baby daddies who only bring in $2,000 a month, if you're trying to say we want to lower that percentage to even lower, think about how that will affect the everyday woman, the everyday father. These are rich people's problems. It's not like he can't pay the $22,000 because he can't afford it. He has the money. And what does he need with the Bentley? If he was spending more time with the baby and watching Coco Melon, then maybe the woman wouldn't need an increase. And if you kept it in your pants and wasn't cheating, then maybe you would still live in the household and you wouldn't need to be on child support. How about that?
But it's making it harder for women like you because the people that are making the laws are the ones that are rich and having to pay these outlandish prices. So we need these women to start thinking about it before they open their legs, spread wide, and get pregnant.
Oh no,
if you don't want to get pregnant, everybody know if you have without protection, it's a possibility that you're gonna get knocked up. Now
so
you that need to go out there and work. You don't work every day for your kid. You know better. Ain't nobody paying $22,000 a year. You would love
he paid me $1,000, so that's.
But that's fine. But that's what I'm saying.
So I got my court order.
$22,000. So
but I got
imagine
the
what
most
you
I
could do with 18,000.
I got the most I could get. If there was a sign that I could write and say, "No, judge, please don't give me more than. Please give me less than this. Please don't make it hard for me." I'm not doing that. Give me the most. I'm not going to court and say, "Give me less." Give me the most.
Okay, wait.
I'm be careful. Okay, let me say.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me let more better, and then I'll come to you, Tara. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Much love. So let me say this. I get it. There is a number. Then Mo Bet, I'm gonna come to you. Then Katrina, I'll spin back to you. Let me say this. I get it. There's a number when you go to court. This man outside of court was giving her 18,000, not 5, not 2, not 3, 18,000. She's coming back for 22. So that means the number, that difference is not that large, right? Not 30, not 40. She's coming back and saying she wants 22. That's greed. That's greed. And I have a feeling if off the back, like he said, I got 2 kids and never had these problems. So I have a feeling if off the back she said, you know what, this month I need this. I need this. I need that, or whatever. If she would have came to him, I'm feeling like he would have said, all right, cool, here it is. But to shake the building off of a $4,000 difference, that's greed.
The first baby mama was just happy to be there. This new one, oh, she knows her worth and she's going for it. And I'm rooting for her.
More better, you up?
It takes 2 people to make a child.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 2 people to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
He has an income, she does not. What makes her think that she can sit on her behind and wait for $18,000 to come to help contribute to? She's not even helping. She's relying on him. So we can't move the goalposts back and forth. If I was a judge, I'd be like, you need to get off your butt and get a job, and then maybe I could send her 18,000. She's not even showing any. Oh, I'm trying to put forth some effort. So why should I give you free money?
She don't have to put forth any effort. He picked her to be the baby mama. So that's all the effort she needed. He picked her. Pick means get picked.
Oh, you got it. I ain't gonna fight.
Ooh, Katrina.
No, the only thing I was gonna say is you better be careful going back to court asking for money like that, because you remember when 50 Cent baby mom went back to court trying to get more money, and the judge lowered what he was giving her. So she just better be careful, because sometimes when you go to court, you think you finna get more, but that judge will do a reverse on you and give you less. So if she's getting 18,000 a month, like he's saying or whatsoever, I understand that part too. But if you getting 18,000 a month, free and clear, not going through court or anything like that, like Diva said, maybe if you'd have went back to him and said, well, listen, I need just an increase in so and so. Can you help me with that? Or why can't he just set up like a trust or something for the child, so when the child needs something, she just go get it out of that? Because you keep coming asking for 22, then you're gonna come up to 30, then you're gonna go up to 40. You're gonna keep up until you're not gonna get anything. And like I said, we know we live in the South, they live in California, and the prices and stuff is higher. But the thing of it is, the child is going to daycare. Don't nobody even know who your child is. So I'm quite sure you don't need security. So, I mean, you don't need security for that. The child should be in Pampers or wearing so and so clothes or what's. I'm not gonna tell you how to dress your child, because I don't want nobody telling me how to dress mine. But yet and still, you being greedy, really and truly. I'm just saying, you just being greedy, and you're gonna end up with less than that 18,000 if you go to child support court. But who knows? That's all I got.
It's a sticky situation, and she's
And that's
running
not
with
his
it.
only kid neither.
Right.
Well, that's that baby mama problem. She need to go file.
The kids are, the other 2 are actually older. I don't know if they're both 18 or what the story is, but I just feel like if you and the person that helped you create this baby has made a deal, and he legit is giving you 18 a month, and you're trying to argue over the difference of $4K, I think even a judge is going to see that as just being ridiculous and greedy. And I think she's playing games. She's treading on thin ice. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that judge told her, you're going to have to find you some type of work. How was you taking care of yourself before you had this baby? Now because you had this baby and you just counting somebody else's coins? What happens when he makes 100,000? Do I get to adjust and just lower and not give you that 18 anymore?
No, give me more.
Yeah, she's playing game. The cost of living, you know what, y'all, though? Honestly, all jokes aside, the cost of living, she said the cost of living is high, but 18,000 is more than enough. She needs to get a job. T Love, I'm hearing you. And you know, I'm all for the ladies. But this one right here she's just being greedy. She's being greedy. Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, the cost of living is high darn near everywhere. Everywhere. Jersey, the amount you have to put down to get into an apartment, that's like down payment on the house money.
Alabama too.
Yeah, the taxes is insane. Everywhere is expensive. So if she did not have this baby, how was she taking care of herself? She talking about groceries, food, everything. Where's the insurance? Where's her insurance? Her health insurance. She needs to work. Diva, she might get even more than 20K. It is based on how much he's making. The lifestyle for celebrity children is expensive. But you know what somebody mentioned? Don't nobody know her. And I'm not being fresh. I like Marlon, but let's be clear. You're not talking about Blue Ivy, Beyonce and Jay-Z. You're not talking about the Kardashian kids here.
But the judge knows her, and it's 23%.
Yeah, and if she never even came out and said who she was, I could have bumped into her in the supermarket and would have never known that was who she was and that she got this man baby.
You would have noticed that Birkin. Hey, girl, how you get that? Who your baby daddy?
Yeah,
but see, that's the thing. They don't use the money for the children. They use it for their Bentleys, their red bottoms, their Birkins, and stuff like that. So I would think if it's a child support, it should be going to an account for a child. So when that child turns 18, he would have access to his money. Not saying they're not taking money and paying for the child expenses as they're growing up, but I honestly think that money should be going into like an account for my child when he gets to 18 years old, so he can just live off the interest of that money when he turns 18. But
I gotta stop you right there. You don't tell me what to do with the money when it comes to my household. You pick me. So once you put the money in my hands, it's gone. You don't tell me you're gonna put some money in the account.
But you suing me for child support.
Household.
But that's not child support. You're not my child. That child is my child.
No, I'm
not supporting you. I'm supporting my child.
Okay, well, wrap
That's
it up.
What child support
But
is for. That's what a lot of people need to realize. That's what child support is for. The child
you don't
support
micromanage
is to
my house.
Listen, the child support is supposed to support the child. That's what child support is for.
Okay, then
and
get
I'm not
married
saying
and
that
do
that's
things
supposed
the
to
right
help
way.
you out with like bills and stuff because you got to pay for where you live for your child. But the child support is for the child.
Well, as long as the child ain't hungry, touch your nose and mind yours. But you don't run my household and micromanage and tell me that you're going to put it in the account. No, you're going to put it in my hands like the judge told you to.
So the child oversees.
Well, little do you know,
everything?
that's what they finna change it to. They finna change it to a card where all that money is gonna go into a card, and you can only buy stuff for children.
I
Because
like to see
mamas,
that happen.
baby mamas is out here getting their nails done and buying them clothes, living off the high life while their kids are struggling.
I like to see that because the child support also goes to a fraction of the rent, the power, the water, the groceries. So you don't tell me that I would love to see how they're going to pull that off. And I like to see how long that law is going to stay in place because this is going to affect a lot more white women than it is black women. And I'd like to see how they're going to vote with the politics on that because I don't think that's going to last long.
Well, Florida automatically, I'm not saying about the child support, but Florida automatically has said that alimony is going to be stopped. Judge, what's his name? What's that governor name down there? He's trying to stop he's trying to stop their alimony. So I'm just saying that's in Florida. And so you said it's going to affect a lot of white women, but think about this. A lot of white women live in Florida, living out the comfort of their husbands. But if he stopped that alimony, then what they going to have? I'm just saying be smart with the money. I'm not saying, like I said, the money can go for helping pay for where your child and stuff live. But the thing of it is, a lot of them is not even putting it into the child. They're putting it to themselves. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about you. I'm not talking about you or whoever. I'm just saying in general because I don't know your household. But I'm just saying a lot of them put the money on themselves. And half the time, the kids don't even be getting treated the way they should be treated. I see a lot of these people around here that get child support whatsoever. The children got snotty nose, ashy ankles, but the mama got the hair done, the nails done, and ready to go to the club on Fridays. So
Oh, girl,
I'm
how
just saying,
much?
I think that, I mean, like I said, listen, I raised 4 kids. I raised 4. But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people around here do not put the money on the kids. The kids be suffering. I'm not saying that every mom is like that, but I'm just
Well, how
saying
much
for
was
what
they
I
getting,
see.
Okay, so
Katrina?
hold on, guys. Let me circle back. Let me pull it back in. Paige said BBLs, like Nene's friend. Her baby daddy got his money reduced because she was using money for surgery. See, this could be a whole nother conversation for another day.
Oh, she's talking about Portia.
There's some people that utilize the money in the correct way, and there are other people that abuse the system. And unfortunately, the ones that abuse it impacts those that really use the money for the kids and utilizing that money in a correct way. I will say this, it's going too far because you're catering to the people who do things wrong. It's going too far when you want to say, you do, regardless, all child support. They say at any given time, they do have the right for you to recall and get an accounting of how you are utilizing that money. You have to look at the laws. All child support laws already say that. They just never really actually call it in, right? But if a father believes that the money is being utilized for something other than a baby, they can go to court and they can pull that back in and say, okay, give me accounting. Where did this child support go per month, right? What are you using it for? Does the kid go to private school? Does a kid this? Does a kid that? Now, 9 times out of 10, if your kid is going to some type of Catholic or private school, they're going to leave you alone, right? Because that bill is that bill, and they're going to carve that bill out of the money you get it, and they're going to figure things out. Unless the dad comes back and say, well, the bill's not even being paid, then they're going to start the question. I'm going to fall back and move into the next story, only because this is a long conversation we can have, and I'm going to put the stamp on it. This chick is just being greedy. She's just being greedy, especially if without going to the courts, you got a man that is giving you $18,000. I could see if she said we agreed to $18,000 and every month I got to beg him for it, this, that, and the other. That would be a whole nother thing, right? But if literally every month you got your check in the mail, you got your check in your hand, keep it pushing, girl, and find yourself a job. And you can do something. You can be some type of influencer where you can sit at home, do that thing, rake in the money, and still take care of your kid. You never know what can happen to this man. He's 51, and I'm not wishing anything on him, but he's 51. Add 18 years to that. And you're thinking because he's raking in 200,000 now, you're going to just sit back, do nothing. And then what happens with something, if something happens to him? What do you do then? Like, she's being messy and she's being greedy, in my opinion. I'm going to roll into this last story. Carlee Russell. Carlee Russell, shout out to her lawyer. Hands down. Her lawyer did the darn thing. She went to court. She got convicted. They said they was going to appeal. They was taking it to the top. She can't go to jail. She's not going to jail. And she never really gave a full apology to now. So she comes into court now. She apologized. She pleads guilty. That girl got probation. She got paid back around $18,000. She got to do some community service, but she won't have to get cleaned up and go behind the bars.
Choo-choo.
And she was in there crying. She was in there crying. But that darn prosecutor, I mean, the chief of police, he pissed. Now let me play. Let me see. I queued up. Let me make sure I have everything queued up here. I think this is the one I want to show. Let me see. Now, Carlee Russell, in case you don't remember, she's the one that faked the kidnapping, and the baby was on the road in a diaper with no shirt on and all kind of other stuff.
For the panic, fear, and various range of negative emotions that were experienced across the nation.
Carlee Russell giving a tearful apology in court today, pleading guilty after faking her own kidnapping. But thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Sherry Falk. You may remember Russell turned herself into the Hoover City Jail last July. She told police she lied about seeing a baby on the side of the interstate and faked her own abduction. The incident prompted a massive search and gained national attention. Today, she pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors in court.
WVTM 13's Lisa Crane was at that plea hearing. Today, she's live and local in Bessemer. No jail time for Russell, Lisa, huh?
No, the case is now closed, and it was not the ending the Hoover police chief or the state attorney general's office had pushed for, but the judge handed down the sentence, saying he would not treat Carlee Russell any differently than any other first-time nonviolent offender.
To the misdemeanor offense of making a false police report, how do you plead?
Guilty. For the first time since she faked her own abduction last summer, we heard Carlee Russell speak. After pleading guilty, she made an emotional plea for leniency in sentencing.
My sincerest apologies to the Hoover Police Department and every other law enforcement agency and personnel for the position that I put them in and for the resources used. I absolutely regret my decision, and in hindsight wish that I had cried for help in a totally different manner.
In the end, Judge David Carpenter sentenced Carlee Russell to a total of a year in jail, but suspended that sentence, so she'll be on probation instead. A disappointing end to this case for the state attorney general's office, which stepped in to prosecute the case. They had hoped Russell would at least come clean with the details of what happened during the almost 48 hours she was missing.
Ms. Russell faked the kidnapping, duped the community, and contrived this situation. We still, Judge, don't know to this day where she was, how she got there, what she was doing, and with whom she was doing it with.
Russell was also ordered to serve 100 hours of community service and pay restitution of right at $18,000 to the city of Hoover as compensation for the search efforts. Police Chief Nick Durzis was not impressed.
The $17,800, whatever the restitution, is not really close to really what the restitution should be. And bottom line, there should be consequences for your actions. It appears to me here the consequences are for the parents, because I would assume that they're the ones that are going to have to pay for this.
Chief Durzis says that his department actually spent closer to $50,000 in the search for Russell and the ongoing investigation. Russell must also, as part of her sentencing, must continue her mental health counseling. She'll be back before the judge in October for a review hearing. Live in Bessemer, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
Lisa, thanks. We've been following this story for you since last July. You can find a full timeline of the kidnapping hoax on the free WVTM 13 app. Once Russell heads back to court this year, we'll update you on air and online.
I am
Woo. Honey, shout out to the lawyers. Shout out to the lawyers. Hold on, I got one more thing to show here. Okay.
I'm very disappointed in the decision not to give any jail time. She gave an apology today, and unfortunately, to me, it's like 7-8 months late. I don't know why we didn't hear that back in July, and it's just unfortunate. There were a lot of people, like the judge commented, not only in our community but across the nation, that were real concerned for those couple of days. The $17,800, whatever the restitution, is not really close to really what the restitution should be. And bottom line, there should be consequences for your actions. It appears to me here the consequences are for the parents, because I would assume that they're the ones that are going to have to pay for this. But the judge has spoken. I do want to thank the legislature. The last press conference I gave, I talked about that this should be a felony. And I think we're headed that direction. So hopefully, if anybody does anything like this again, then they'll be prosecuted in a different manner. But again, we leave here happy that it's over. Disappointed that there will be no jail time whatsoever.
Could you give us a better figure as far as a ballpark amount?
The real figure should probably be in the 40s, at least $40,000 to $50,000 for all the money that we spent.
How do you feel that we still don't know why?
Yeah, I mean, that's the deal. We as the state said, we still don't know where she was during that period of time. Obviously, probably had help. We don't know who the help was. And again, to me, it's a little slap on the wrist. pay your money and go forward. And I just think I'm just a little disappointed in all that. I'd have felt better if they didn't want to give any jail time. Let's at least discuss where you were and find out what the circumstances were. I mean, we talk about everybody's got mental illness today, and you know, if she's got issues, please get the help that she needs, and hopefully she'll lead a good life from here on.
When you were listening to her apology, did you feel that in her heart it was sincere?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's apologized, and I think she obviously went through a lot from. You know, there were a lot of people upset, and I think she and her family heard that after the fact that when she returned home. But again, I'd have felt better about an apology back in July, not in what are we, March, almost April. I would have felt a lot better a year earlier.
He pissed. He's pissed. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I hope when she go back on October, she ain't did something and they gonna lock her up. I feel like she shouldn't have no freedom because she put everybody in a panic here, and she scared everybody for no reason. If you knew you was going through something emotionally, even if you couldn't talk to your parents, reach out to somebody else. There are so many places she could have went, and she did this, and she put everybody in a fear, a panic, everything. She sat here and she had to see this because it was going across all our TVs because it happened here in Alabama. So it was going across every TV. It was going across every radio. She saw this somewhere, and she let it go on, and she let these people go in agony searching for her, wasting money when she could have ended this right away and said, I made a mistake. And even after she came back, she was still trying to stick to the story that an orange-haired man that looked like Ronald McDonald had kidnapped her and fed her cheeses, okay? Miss me with that. She took them cheeses and their granola bars that she bought out of Target and hid out in one of them houses that Keller Williams owned, that her mama told her the codes to them houses over there, and she was hiding out over there. Miss me with that. They should have locked her behind up, and they should have locked her up for trespass.
Thank you. In my opinion, Wayne, you're up.
Well, I'm glad she got probation. Instead to pay the money back because other folks have done worse. Okay, the judicial system spoke, and that's what they said. You know, and I'm glad she didn't. Okay, we got one for the team. Now you know how it feels when the shoe was on the other foot.
Choo choo.
All aboard.
So go Carlee, go Carlee, go Carlee.
Thank you, Wayne. Dr. Love, you're up.
Yes, Wayne, I am with you. Okay, because you're giving people 22 years for stealing a piece of bubble gum. So I am with you with saying she do not need to be locked up, and even the people that's not on the panel that agrees, no, she do not need to be locked up. Why is it that our people could not have a real mental illness? When I first heard the story and they found her, really, all you can think is what went on in her head. Okay, like, did she have a small breakdown? Like, we really don't know, or whatnot, and then came back. That has happened to people, and that does happen in life. People really do get to seeing things, doing things. We don't know if she took a hallucination or a drug or anything. And the man, I think he wanted to know the full story. And there's something about them that's, always wanting to know the full story. So, yeah, this one is for the team, for all the people, like I said, who have took bubblegum and had to do 22 years behind it. So, yeah. And then this happened down south, right? Back in the days when I was young, we used to be scared to drive down south because of these reasons. So, yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Love, Savannah, you're up.
I don't think this is a celebrating matter. I think that she did deserve to do some time. I think that Carlee should have did at least 6 months in jail. There are many young women that are out there that are truly missing. I think that this was just an entitled, spoiled brat that wanted attention. and that wasted resources, wasted time, that people were out there really worried about her, that took this story seriously, that went out there and did prayers and donated money, time. And we didn't care about color. There was white people, brown people, black people, everybody got behind her and supported her and her family. And for her to make a mockery out of this, I stand behind the police chief. I too am pissed. I think that she deserved to do some jail time. I don't think we should be choo-chooing and hoo-hoo and wah-wah. I think this is a disgrace. I think Carlee should do at least 6 months in jail. I think community service is not enough. I think there's a lot of young girls who are out there who are missing and who deserve our attention, and they are not. I'm going to say the clear people are the next story are not going to take it seriously. They're not going to put the resources behind it because of what she did. And I hate that that's going to happen. But Alabama is what is that governor? In my opinion, who's that governor? That really racist one.
Say Ivy with her racist behind.
Ugh, and you know how they are, and Jeff Sessions, and you know how he is, and they don't put anything behind it. And for this prosecutor and for that DA to do that and put all those efforts behind it,
about Tommy
and they're not going to do it again. And Tommy Tuberville too, and for them to do that and put all those resources behind it, and now the next one is it's heartbreaking. They won't do it, and I hate it that she did this. I really hate it.
Could I say something, Diva?
Yes.
I don't think anyone is cheering. It's just all of the injustice that we as Black people has went through and continuously go through. That when we do see some injustice done on our end, of course, thank you. That's all we're saying. I don't think we're cheering about it. I think we all know the wrongness she done, but our people not given a break.
Amen.
Like yeah.
Okay, so wait, I got to get through the rest of the people, everyone. E, you're up, and then I'll swing back to you, in my opinion.
You know, I'm so glad that I think Dr. Love said that, because I agree. I think that when we frame the story that, there are so many missing Black and brown girls out here, because it's true, there are. It's too many to count, and their families need answers. But this Carlee case has been closed for a while, and I don't see them spending $50,000 to go find any of these other missing girls. They're not putting forth the effort that they should, and we could say, well, maybe this situation has something to do with it. Maybe so, but in this country, the police have a history of not putting forth a lot of genuine effort when it comes to finding our girls. And Diva, you said earlier, I believe you said Carlee owes $18,000 in restitution. Well, that sounds like the magic number of the evening. 18. See, Carlee, if you're listening, you better go have a baby by Marlon Wayans. He's giving out $18,000 a month like fat bacon and cinnamon French toast, girl. But I do have to be honest. I am happy to hear that this Black woman, she took accountability. She gave a tearful, sincere, and heartfelt apology. She's been through a lot, her and her family. And I truly, and I've said it here before, she's a victim of circumstances. That's what I believe. They've suffered enough in her family. And I almost cried listening to her when she said, I wish I would have called for help in another way. I felt that. My God, that was deep. And they brought up mental health, and that's a real thing. People are battling with different mental health issues on a daily. But I am thankful that she is getting the help and the resources and time to heal that she needs. But I do want to say, according to the courts, and this is where Wayne came in and drove it home for me, what was fair in this case was the $18 restitution fine and the 100 hours of community service. That's what the judge ordered. And in this case, I'm convinced And I'm pleased to announce justice was served and everything happened the way it was supposed to. This Black woman received a fair judgment, and I am happy about it. The last thing, that white man came on and said, oh, we're working on updating the laws to make this a felony going forward so these types of cases can be processed differently. Well, regarding folks calling the police and making phony reports, guess what, white man? That law is going to put a lot more of your sisters and cousins behind bars than it is Black women. Because in this country, it's been statistically proven. It's more white women calling the police and making false reports than it is Black women. And historically, Black people as a whole have a distrust of the police and government, while white people seek cover and retreat behind the police and government. That's just a fact. So white women, beware. Black women too. These Republicans are coming for your rights, your child support, and reproductive rights. Beware.
I appreciate you, E. Julius, you're up.
Choo choo. She made the whole country worry about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe she should have gotten some jail time because you made the whole country worry about you. And it was all a hoax. And I hope she is getting help for her mental health. I'm not going to sound totally crappy. I hope she is getting help for her mental health, but I do believe still she should have gotten some jail time. Because if it was any other one of us, we would have got locked up, and that's just facts.
I appreciate you, Julius. Thank you so much. Tay, you're up.
Hey, Diva, you forgot, in my opinion.
I did not forget, in my opinion. She went first, right? And then I'm going to circle back to her after I get to everybody else. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh. I went, in my opinion, on this right here. Girl, you just cry me a river and take a county for your action. Be adult, be responsible for this right here. You wasting police search and all this stuff right here. She didn't go to jail because this is wasting time right here. And tell her that let's break everything down from beginning to the end. First, you call 911, you see the baby thing. Second, you was hiding in the in the hotel room. And third, you return home walking down with some cheese, cracker, and everything else right there too. And fourth, and for your birthday party at your house. And Phil, we just saw you again, went to the court. And now, this time, the 6th, we see you in the court again. And you gonna fake the boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo with a fake tears in your in the court right there. Like I said, cry me a river. Be responsible and put your big girl draws on. That's all I gotta say, Diva.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Tay. My screen shifted a little bit, but Katrina, you're up.
Tay is a mess. First of all, this girl, she planned this out. She stole from her job. She went to Target. She went to she was in nursing school. She did this because her and her boyfriend broke up. You got folks out there looking for a baby and you, because you saying you seen a baby on the side of the road. Then, to top it off, Birmingham is like one of the, well, Montgomery got a lot of M murders too, but Birmingham is on top of it. I mean, Birmingham is raw. And in my opinion, you can agree with me on that. What I'm saying is they wasted this time looking for you. The girl that was going to Auburn that was murdered, that was found in Shorter, that was kidnapped and murdered. She
Oh,
was
watch
out
the
there.
words.
I mean,
Thank you.
thank you.
Katrina, watch your words.
Yeah, M. She was M. And she went out there looking for you. You had all these people out here looking for you over a prank you did because you was breaking up with your boyfriend. No, she didn't get jail time because she's a first offender. She probably could got you for a defender. So that's probably one of the reasons why. And she'd never been in trouble before. But she should have been locked up on the weekends or something. Just to show, I mean, because I'm not, y'all so silly. I mean, she should have been locked up on the weekend or something.
Not the weekend.
Girl, that takes us because you know everybody do things on the weekend. She should have been locked. They should have gave her a whole month of weekends to be locked up because Birmingham is very bad and Montgomery too. But Birmingham is leading over us. And what I'm saying is, you planned all this. You got tissue. You had towels. You took a roll. You took money. You went to Target about food. You said that Ronald McDonald had you in a truck. What if the folks would have went out and found this man and said that this man did the same way the lady said that a black man drove her kids into the water and they went got a man and man had nothing to do with it. She accused him of that. So what if they would have went found Ronald McDonald and put him in jail because of what you're saying and he had nothing to do with this? Then you have people doing spoofs of putting a little baby next to the sign with a diaper on, well, a baby doll with a sign on. You had people praying for you. You had people out there looking for you, and the whole time you somewhere safe. And then you decide to come back talking about you been in trauma or whatsoever. You still came back lying. You left your Mercedes on the side of the road. You was in, like I said, she had got off the phone with the boy's sister. So she had plotted this. She seen somebody on the side of the road. First of all, if I see somebody on the side of the road and all these cars passing by and none of them stopping, you think I'm gonna stop in the darkness? Are you crazy? In Alabama, I mean, in Birmingham, and of all places, are you crazy? Then we knew I knew that was a lie anyway. That's all I do. Something ain't right with that story. But then you put these folks through all this. That's out there looking for you, searching for you. You should have been locked up on the weekends. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not all for black people going to jail. But the thing of it is, you have people out there worrying. I mean, people was absolutely worried about this girl. Everybody on the YouTube streets, everybody was asking, where have you seen this girl? Have you did this? You caused a panic, not just in Alabama, but around the world. You caused a big panic all the way up into the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. Everybody was looking for you, searching for you, had their heart poured out for you because you looking for a baby. Child, please, yeah, she deserved weekend lockup. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of us do get locked up or whatsoever, but that was one of the stupidest things ever. And like I said, it wasn't no mental illness, and I hope I'm wrong about that, but you was in nursing school. You plotted this. You had everything down to the measure to go steal everything that you needed to steal, to go out there and hide in the woods, wherever you was at, with some Cheez-Its and granola bars. So it wasn't no mental thing. You tried to get back at that boyfriend that was leaving you, and you plotted this mess. Yeah, she deserved weekend jail time. That's how I see it. I'm done.
I appreciate you, Katrina. I like that idea. Come on the weekends. Do some. I'm coming back to you, in my opinion. Give me a minute more better. You got to do something. Because like you said, you planned this. You had a mental breakdown, but you knew who in their mental breakdown said, let me go buy some cheeses, some this. I'm going to call this one. I'm going to make up a baby. I'm going to be very honest with you. Normally or usually mental breakdowns don't happen like that. But go ahead, Mo Better.
Mahogany Jackson.
Come on now.
This is what I'm going to say. That woman wished she showed up on her daddy's porch alive. These people have tortured her and did everything to that poor woman and actually kidnapped her. She called out for help through text messages and they couldn't get to her in time. Carlee should look at this story and see what could potentially happen to other people that are missing. My other point is that when I first started driving, they showed me a video of a guy and he was drunk driving and he ended up unaliving a girl. And because he was a first-time offender and he was underage or whatever, they gave him like 3 months and then he was ordered to pay restitution to the family. And the family said to them that you pay me $1 every month with her name on it, so I know that every time you write this check with her name, that you understand what you took from us. It got to the point, it got so mentally bad for him that he wrote a check for the whole amount, whatever it was. And they said, no, I want a check every month for $8 so you never forget my child. Carlee should pay $8 every month until she realizes and account for every Black girl that has gone missing, every child that has gone missing, so she understands the depth of what she did.
Come on now, more better. I like that. You and Katrina, y'all vibing tonight.
I like that idea too.
Week in jail, and then you gonna write $1, however you said, and write on there, and think about every single time you write that. Think about all the people who there's serious situations and they don't get this opportunity to apologize or to say hug their family member, whatever. She did a whole lot. She stole from the job. If I'm not mistaken, she took money out the till too from the job, didn't she?
Yep,
And
they
she
had
wrote
that in her sock. She had that in her sock.
Yeah,
Remember,
she
she
took
found the
that, and
money in
she
the
took
sock.
a tissue, and she took a bathrobe.
Come on now. In my opinion, I'm circling back to you. I know you wanted to say something.
Yes, because I feel like people don't understand. Okay, so here in Alabama, no missing person goes unnoticed. It's just that we don't have the funding in different counties to look for people. They brought in the National Guard. They brought in the FBI. Everybody. If Anaya Blanchard mama had all those people, maybe her situation would have been better and she would have been found alive. Maybe if Cupcake McKinney, a 3-year-old that was kidnapped from a birthday party, had that same attention, she would have came home to her parents safe and alive. If all these people that went missing here that suffered, their parents were suffering, and they looked for this doggone girl, they put out in the morning. They was there at 5 a.m. the next morning. The lady had them put together a search party looking for her. And you spit in her face because you sat there and said her daughter's life didn't mean nothing because you sat there, you watched that lady pray for you every day on the news, and you sat there and you did the unthinkable. You stayed in that lie. You came home and you stayed in that lie. You doubled down on that lie. You sat there and went on for a couple of days before your attorney, not you, your attorney came out and said you lied. And then for months, you let this drag on, setting up appeals, going to court, not wanting to speak because you wanted to keep the lie going. Miss me with that sympathy. Because if Mahogany had that same attention, maybe they would have been able to find her sooner.
Period.
Whew. In my opinion, thank you. I appreciate you. Guys, I'm going to roll right into this feel-good story because we need it. Hold on one second. Thought that was a good one. Can we email that to Blanket?
That's sweet.
Your grandmother.
Or somebody, because obviously she must have did a good job of raising him in order for him to be taking her to all those different places that she need to be taken to. So yeah, she did a good job.
She did a good job. Listen, guys, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me on my birthday Saturday. I'm going to see Aladdin on Broadway, okay, and going to have a little dinner. I appreciate y'all. Oh, listen. Oh, they said Diva, Michael Jackson catalog is worth $1.5 billion. The estate only sold half, not all. No, I know they only selling half for $600 million. But the point is, Blanket doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the work. See, Carlee Russell, she lost her first child and they wanted to send her to prison for a year. Her lawyer said they was going to appeal it. And I was like, I even said it. I said, this is a big mistake. But then she forgo the jury trial and she just went ahead and pled guilty. And she's darn lucky that judge, he went by the law. And he said, I'm going to treat her like any other first-time offender. She lucky? Because that prosecution came in there piping hot, pissy mad. And he even shut them down. He said, you ain't doing all that talking. You got 2 minutes. God smiled upon Carlee Russell. She better thank God every day. Smiled upon her. Because that judge, he didn't want the foolery. He didn't want the circus. And he said, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to treat her like any other first-time offender. And somebody made a good point. I had put it up for a second. They said, but how come what's the name went to jail? Smollett, because he was a first-time offender. But they did say with Smollett, they was making an example out of him. So you see the unfairness. So I will give it to this judge for being fair. He said, I'm going to treat her. I know it's a circus. I know she messed up. I know she did the most. But I'm going to treat her like any other first-time offender. So I'll give it to the judge for that. But I'm still with her doing some time in the weekend. And I bet you she'd get her life together and then write a check every month and put on it, I know what I did. But her parents are going to pay that bill for her. Because like the chief of police said, somebody helped you. So there's a lot of other people besides Carlee that got this off. And I want to say it was her mama. Her mama helped her. There's no way she did that by herself. And the thing is, then that means that your mother and your father and whoever else helped you, they need to be in therapy too. I love my son I love him. But he ain't going to call me and get me in no criminal activities. No, sir. Mom, I told a lie and I need you to come and lie with. No. You ain't lying now. I'll get you a lawyer, but I ain't about to lie with you. You're going to stop this right here. But anyway, guys, if you did not hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. Thank you for spending my birthday with me. Good night and goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Do not cheat on the day. Do not cheat.